Okay, so students, I hope I'm properly audible. Good afternoon to all of you for coming to the session. I hope my voice is clear. So please give me a thumbs up whether you are able to listen to me properly. Okay, so great. Now, so thank you for coming to the session, and I will be putting my almost 25 plus years of experience in terms of guiding you now what is actually UPSC. Now, you all know that you are preparing very sincerely. But here, what is the most important thing is you need to understand more about the UPSC first. Now, its psychology, its demand, and basically, what are the basically demands across all the stages of the examination. So, my name is Ritesh Singh, 25 plus years of experience, and that experience is across the sectors social, corporate, and government of India as a lateral entry civil servant. And for last 13 years or more, I have been guiding students like you to success in the examination. Now, each and every year, after seeing the question paper, for example, the prelims examination, people say that UPSC always surprise the students. So UPSC has a habit of surprising. Now, so UPSC has a habit of surprising, and this was also visible in the prelims 2026 examination. Now, in the prelims 2026 examination, there were more long passage statement based questions in the GS paper 1. Now, here those questions can be from the themes which can be from the main examination. So, what is the first indication that UPSC is giving to the students is, yes, Anji, you can type it out or you can speak if possible. Or put your query in the chat. Yes, Anji, go ahead. You can unmute yourself. Okay, I am waiting for a response. Okay, so whenever you are responding, I will be seeing and listening to you, or maybe reading your chat and will be replying. Clear? Now, so 2026 examination, the clear indication by the UPSC was that you should not be just be focusing on the prelims syllabus only. You should be reading the entire syllabus, that is including the main examination, because here the questions can be asked from those portions which can be of UPSC main examination. Even 3-4 years back, UPSC put forward 3 or 4 questions from the post independence history, which is also coming in the main syllabus. Maybe this time they have put certain questions which can be of ethical areas or the ethics area. Next year they can put questions from the governance area also. So UPSC is saying that prepare thoroughly and then come for the prelims examination. So once you prepare thoroughly, you have got more linkages, you have got multidisciplinary outlook, and hence your reasoning capability increases. Now today I will be focusing on the UPSC psychology, the mindset and the demand of the UPSC papers. Now we all know most of the students actually are very sincere. They have been doing their foundation coachings, they have been doing their test series, they are reading books, they are reading notes and current affairs. Still the result is not in your favor. So what is the next step? Next step definitely is not to repeat the same type of methods, because if you are going to repeat the same type of methods, the result will be the same next year. This means you have to change your approach completely so as to get a different result. So if you want to get a different result, you have to change your approach completely. So how not to get surprised? Yes, how not to get surprised by the UPSC papers. So first of all, I was talking about demand. That demand is different across the prelims examination, the main examination and the interview. It is very different across all the papers. Prelims, both the papers, mains, all the papers, essay paper, optional paper, the demand is different. Similarly, when we see the nature of questions, so demand is also different across the nature of questions. So that means you have to first of all understand that demand, because the entire world is demand and supply. Now we know entire world functions on demand and supply. You may be giving your 10 hours of study, that is your supply. You may have done your foundation coaching, reading books, test series, current affairs, that may be your supply. But that may not be matching the exact demand of UPSC. The first demand is basically UPSC is going to check your job fitness. So you are no more a aspirant just being a college student, or maybe just writing the semester end examination. Here you have to upgrade yourself as per the requirement of an aspiring civil servant. And the aspiring civil servant wants to become the manager of the society. Now that means the first thing that UPSC wants to bring into picture is the demand is you should be approaching the papers as the managers, like the civil servants approach the work. So that condition has to be developed in your IQ, in your intellect, in the way of interpretation of the questions and the papers. Second thing is, now when we talk about psychology of the UPSC or demand of UPSC, first of all let us understand from the perspective of the syllabus first. Now many people casually approach the syllabus that they have to read history, geography, polity, society, economy. So those are just the subjects, but these subjects have got a huge interlinkages, and that interlinkage is going to open up the very big picture which should be understood thoroughly to become a more mature mindset, yeah, more mature mind, displaying the most mature mindset while attempting the papers. So here I will be focusing today on, yes, the understanding the syllabus, that is the big picture. So real demand of UPSC nobody tells you. So I will be focusing on the real demand of UPSC which nobody tells you. Just a moment, let me check the chats if something is coming. Okay. So the real demand of UPSC that nobody tells. So first thing I am going to focus on what is the demand, which is the hidden demand behind the syllabus first. Then I will be opening up the demand which differs across the prelims examination, the main examination, and the interview. Now, how to approach different papers and what are the individual papers demands across the prelims and the main examination. So I will be exploring and opening up the demands across all the papers. Then demands as per the nature of questions. So I am focusing on 4-5 things: syllabus first, demand across the stages, across the papers, and the questions. And how to develop the multidisciplinary vision so as to become a person having a broader mindset, has the ability to interpret range of things, and the interpretation is good, you can crack each and any question in the examination, and hence develop the right application of knowledge. My focus is on application of knowledge. Now there are 4 stages here. First stage is just collecting the information. Now we are living in the world of information and there's a huge glut of information. Now most of the information is usually not required. Now what is the problem with the UPSC students is they keep on searching for information, huge information which is available online, YouTubes, there are multiple videos, there are Telegram videos, huge information is available. But the intelligence here is what is not required has to be discovered first. The first thing that is not required has to be discovered first. And it's very difficult for the students to identify which information is beneficial for them and which information is problematic for them, which is going to create problem. So 98% or 99% of students are stuck at the information stage, creating more confusion for themselves. So what is first of all required is filtration of information, and that filtration to be converted into concrete knowledge. Next stage, concrete knowledge, the next stage. Now knowledge once concretized is required to be required to be developed further, that is through value addition. Now next stage that is required is value addition. Required is value addition. Now once all these stages are complete, then it leads to application of knowledge. So this is the fourth stage, application. So UPSC requires application. But first of all, you have to upgrade yourself from the level of information to knowledge. Knowledge to be upgraded through value addition regularly. And then finally, learning the application of knowledge as per the demands of the papers, as per the nature of the questions. So this is a very, very long journey. Now, but I will tell you that UPSC is an easy examination, but difficult to clear. I am speaking a line which may be having a contradiction. If I am saying that UPSC is easy, there is definitely a way of making it easy. If I am saying difficult to clear, means difficult, there are infinite ways of making it difficult. So you have to figure out which is the easy way out for the examination. So I firmly believe that all of you are definitely very serious, sincere students. What is required is discovering the UPSC's demand first. So let us now open the syllabus of UPSC first. Now syllabus of UPSC, let's see from the perspective of civil servant. Let's talk about the GS papers across the main examination first. Now who is a civil servant? Civil servant is the manager of society, manager. And you are aspiring to become that manager. What are managers supposed to do? Managers are supposed to guide the society or provide the management and administration to the society. So what is the first paper talking about? GS paper 1 in the main examination is focusing on three major areas. History and culture is the first major area, geography is the second area, and third area is Indian society. Now why all these three in paper number 1? First of all, nothing in this world happens without any purpose. If all these three have been given in papers or paper number 1, there must have been a definite purpose. So let us see a definite purpose. So you are aspiring to become managers. So managers of society. So let's talk about the work profile of a manager. Let's talk about a manager in a private company first. In a private company. So if you are a customer relationship manager in a private company, and if you are supposed to deal with the customers, what is the first question that will be coming to your mind? The first question that will be coming to your mind is, let us know first of all the nature and type of customers we have. If you know your customer profile, then accordingly you are able to build better relationships and able to deliver better goods and services. So the same thing is also required in the civil services. You are going to become the managers. So managers are supposed to deal with the people at large. So who are your customers? The people or the citizens of India or the people in society. The first thing that is required to be understood by you is the nature of the society. Now the nature of the society can be understood on the basis of first, history and culture. It's not about Indian society at all. To know the society of any place in the world, I tell you any place in the world, you should be knowing its history and culture, its geography, where it is located, because these two are the most important catalyst which shapes any society. And when we talk about India, India has got very diverse history and culture. Similarly, India has got very diverse geography. So geography, we have every possible landscape, from the high Himalayas to the plateaus to the sea coast to the desert. Okay, then the islands. That means once the geography changes, culture changes, occupation changes, belief system changes, everything changes. Also impact the nature of language. So India has got huge diversity due to its history and culture, its geography. That means we need to understand this diversity to understand Indian society. So what we are aspiring to achieve? We are aspiring to achieve a term called unity in diversity. The first paper is talking about, yes, how to promote unity in diversity by understanding the diversity within the Indian society. Now, for example, if a person who is born in Tamil Nadu Okay, and finally getting selected in UPSC as an IAS officer, now posted in Haryana. That means the nature of society, the culture, the belief systems will be completely different. So the person should be open enough to ultimately understand with the new dynamics, with the people they are going to deal with having completely different belief system. My student Amol Srivastav, who is posted as DM in East Delhi, he is from AGMUT Kadar. Before coming to Delhi, he was posted in Mizoram, and this person was born and brought up in Uttar Pradesh. Now posted in Mizoram, completely different conditions, extreme corner of India. The belief systems is completely different. Language is different, culture is different. But we have to deal with the people, we have to govern them. And governance requires what? Coordination, collaboration, not confrontation. So the first paper is trying to tell you wherever you are being born, but you should be willing to serve in any part of the country. Hence, understand the society of the country by understanding history and culture, geography, and helping in understanding the Indian society. So here it is opening up the customers or the customer's profile. So paper 1 is focusing on customer profile. Now let's talk about paper number 2. Now, when you know your customers, as a manager, what you are supposed to do? You are supposed to manage the people. Now, for management, what is required first? You are required to understand the political structure of the country. That is, the structure at the union level, the state level, and the local self-government level. And how they function, that is a part of governance. So that is why paper number 2 is not starting with M. Lakshmikant, is starting with polity and governance, because polity and governance help us in understanding how to manage the customers or the society. So paper number 2, polity and governance, you are supposed to study because you have to understand how to manage the people, management, how to manage the people. Now what are managers supposed to do, or what is management supposed to do? They are supposed to provide development. Now for development, there's a focus on policies and schemes. In paper number 2, there's a focus on policies and schemes. That's why we read about importance of policies like education policies, health policies, industrial policies, agriculture policies, environment policies. Policies are supposed to develop the people. Under the policies comes various schemes. So schemes are again required for development of people. Social justice required for empowerment, again required for development of people. Focus on HRD in paper number 2, that is education and health, is again required for development of people. So paper number 2 is basically focusing on first of all management and how to provide development. Now there is a one more component that is called international relations. One more component, international relations, IR. Now when you talk about IR is not India, Pakistan, India, China, India, Russia, India, US. IR means there are more than 190 plus countries in the world. And we are a part of a global family. Now in family we develop relationships. And through relationship we learn from each other. Now that's why when you're part of global community, so that global community becomes the external factors in shaping our development, because we have to align our goals with international goals. For example, United Nations and the UN agencies guidelines, Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs guidelines. Then we talk about yes, our bilateral relationships, multilateral relationships. So all these bring what? External knowledge shaping our development. And this is not a new thing. When India was shaping its constitution, it was borrowed from 5, 6, 7, 8 constitutions of the world. So when we integrate with the world, we learn new things that are helpful in shaping our development. So we read international relations because these become the external factors. These becomes the external factors in development, in our development. In our development. So what we are knowing here is paper number 1 is opening up the Indian society, the customers, the people that you need to deal with. Paper number 2, the main examination, is talking about study polity and governance to understand the management of the people. Policy schemes, social justice, HRD, how to develop the people. and how to use the international relations in bringing the external factors shaping our development. So paper number 2 is management and development. Now let's see the reason behind paper number 3 and the components. Now if the intention is to develop the society or the people, we should also expect that people should also be contributing in country's development. You and me should be contributing in country's development. Now how that can be a possibility? Comes the role of paper number 3. How you and me will be contributing country's development? When you have work, I have got work. When you are working, I am working, we both are productive. Now if that work is spreading throughout the society, most of the people become productive. So individual productivity, collective productivity ultimately promotes national productivity. So that's why when we talk about Indian economy, the focus of UPSC questions is on inclusive growth. Because when the growth is inclusive, most of the people will be able to become productive in nature. So we need to read Indian economy through the lens and the perspective of inclusive growth so as to understand how to create a productive society. How to create a productive society. Now further, okay, so I am conducting this session, so listen carefully. Now we know we live in India, there can be anything which can be disruptive in nature in case there is a power disruption or the power failure. So remain there on the Zoom. There is a backup, so again the power will be coming and again we'll be restarting the class in case that happens. Okay, otherwise enjoy the session. Understand the session with pen and paper in your head. So Indian economy, inclusive growth, productivity. Now science and technology, why? So we know society requires management, development, productivity. It also requires one thing that is called progress. And there cannot be progress without science and technology. Because science and tech is required everywhere. In governance, it is termed as e-governance. In education, in health, in agriculture, in economy, in security, in environment, space, everywhere science is required. That's why you need to study science and technology and its application in different areas of functioning. Because the purpose is to create a progressive society. Progressive society. Now, one more thing. Now, yes, society requires productivity, society requires progress, society also requires one thing simultaneously, that is called safety. Safety. Now, how to create a safe society? Now, safety can be achieved when there is a better environment or environment conservation, when there is a better disaster management, when there is a better biodiversity, when there is a better internal security. So both of these sections are very, very important to create a safe society. I hope now you are able to understand the dynamics or the hidden areas or the hidden picture behind those syllabus and their interconnectivity. Now what we are expecting is just as a student, as an aspiring civil servant, aspiring managers, first know the society, manage developing factors, international relations as a tool for development or again a factor for development. Then we talk about economy, productivity, science and tech progress, and these are the safety features. But all of these things will be moving smoothly in a positive direction if there is a higher degree of ethics, integrity and aptitude. Now there is a connection now with GS paper 4. If the ethics, integrity and aptitude is high, faster progress of the nation. If the ethics, integrity, aptitude is low, there are more hurdles in the path of development. So we know ethics is basically a set of morals, which we require both in our private life and professional life. The set of morals. Now integrity is standing, yes, showing the courage or standing with ethics, means showing the courage to stand with the ethics. That is integrity. And aptitude is the IQ, how to apply ethics, as per the conditions. How to apply ethics as per the conditions. So ethics, integrity and aptitude. IQ, how to apply ethics in different conditions. So in short, these can be seen together as the moral guidance. And this moral guidance is required in both. We know governance has got two actors, two major actors, the state actors and the non-state actors. State actors are those which are there in the government, working for the government, working in the government. And the people who are outside the government, all of us are the non-state actors. So moral guidance for whom? Both the state and non-state actors. Both the state and non-state actors. So here, if the EIA ethics, integrity, aptitude is high, then there is a faster the progress. If the EIA is struggling, then okay, it will reverse our progress. It will reverse our progress. Okay, so here that's why there's a huge interconnections. Now, once we connect all these, this becomes a multidisciplinary knowledge, and this can be converted into a beautiful diagram. So let us create a diagram of interconnections of all the 4 GS papers. So you can draw this diagram on the piece of paper. If there's a piece of paper with you, you can draw this diagram. I am going to draw something on the board. So big picture is basically progress of the nation. And progress of the nation is reflected across all these factors which are the subjects in the GS papers. So I am going to draw a tree. Yes, I am going to draw a tree. So this is the stem of the tree. Now there are 4 branches. There are 4 branches. So I am going to name this tree society. I am going to name this tree society. You can also draw this. Now there are 4 papers. So 4 branches are 4 papers: GS paper 1, GS paper 2, GS paper 3 and GS paper 4. So the stem and the branches. Now draw the leaves. So let's draw the leaves. The first leaf here is history and culture, GS paper 1. Second leaf here is geography. Now when we combine them, it is giving rise to a flower or a bud, and this is Indian society. This is Indian society. Now, so paper number 1 is hashtag put customer or customer profile of the country. Customer profile of the country. Now let's talk about paper number 2. So paper number 2 is, I told you, now when you know the customer profile, what is it now required is polity and governance for management. Now they are supposed to work on development. And for development, yes, they should be proactive in bringing policies, schemes, improving HRD and promoting social justice. And also through international relations, utilize the knowledge for again development. Utilize the knowledge again for development. Now, once this is ready, then let us move to paper number 3. So economy, this is for productivity. Science and tech, for progress. Now environment plus internal security, this is required for safety. So what we are finding is customer profile, development as a major factor, management as a major factor here, productivity is a major factor, progress is a major factor, safety is a major factor. Now GS paper 4, moral guidance is the major factor. That's why there is the importance of ethics plus integrity plus aptitude. Ethics plus integrity plus aptitude. So what we have seen here is, I hope the things are becoming clear. Yes. I was talking about we have to decode the mindset, the psychology, the big picture, and the demands of the examination first. If you study as per the demand, if you supply as per the demand, UPSC becomes an easy examination. So we have to find the hidden picture first. Things are getting clear as of now. I hope the things as of now what I've discussed are very clear. Okay, great, Arundhati. Now, so we have seen the stem, we have seen the branches, we have seen the leaves, but there will not be any tree without the roots. So let us see, let us bring out the roots of this tree. The first of all, when all these factors, management, development, productivity, progress, safety, and morality becomes better, this means what? The roots of this tree will become more strong. They will become more wide and more deep. Now, where are these roots? Yes, where are these roots actually mentioned? Now, these roots are actually mentioned in the preamble of the Constitution. Now, preamble is focusing on four major words. One is uh, justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. And fraternity. Justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. Now, when we see this entire picture, if the country's management becomes better, which is reflected by better governance or good governance, that means development becomes fast, a just development, it will lead to justice. It will lead to better liberty. It will lead to better equality of status and opportunity. And once better justice is prevailing in the society, plus liberty is being combined with this, plus equality of status is combined with this, it leads to is equal to fraternity, means a better bonding in the community among the people, different regions of the country. All these ultimately gives rise to what? A strong nation. That's why when the four keywords are mentioned in the preamble, it is talking about the transformation of the country in such a manner. Okay, promote better justice, better liberty, more equality, status and opportunity. Gradually, the country will be marching towards more fraternity. When the fraternity is better, means a strong nation has been created, a mature nation has been created, a democratic nation has been created. Democracy not on the basis of tools or the institutions, democracy on the basis of mindsets. So this is the transformation that is required. Now, one more thing here is, let us see the essay paper. When I talk about essay paper, there is no syllabus. Why UPSC has not given a syllabus for the essay paper? Because when you combine all this big picture, these actually form the syllabus of the essay paper. I will be talking about that a little later. That's why essay requires a huge multidisciplinary approach. And why it requires? Because I will be opening that demand a little later. So that is why, first of all, essay paper is not having a syllabus. This clearly means the day you are able to write a good essay on any given topic, means you have mastered your entire GS and the interdisciplinary knowledge. Now, this is the demand or the picture behind the syllabus. Now, let us move the demand towards the demands of the examination. So, why prelims? Yes, why prelims is MCQ based? Why prelims is MCQ based? Now, so assume that you are a district collector, you are managing a district. Now, at district level, you are managing around 65 to 70 departments at district level. That means, and these departments are linked with various ministries. That means you are having huge work profile, huge work. So you are burdened by the work. So how to reduce your burden? You should be good in time management. So you should be good in time management. The first thing that is required is time management. This is the most common thing which the people are not able to do in their daily lives. So you have to learn the art of time management. Now, time management, huge work. Now, from that entire range of work, what has to be picked up first? So next thing that is required is prioritization. Next thing that is required is prioritization, means rationally choosing. Rationally choosing. Prioritization. Now, third thing, there are certain things which are required to be delayed or avoided. That is called rational ignorance. That's called rational ignorance. So here, So things to avoid. Yes. So things to avoid. Things to avoid. Now, if you are now opting for that work that you have done, that work that you have rationally chosen, when you are once you are doing this, there should be high level of accuracy. So accuracy level is should be very very high. And but all of these will be achieved only if you are very good in interpretation. So your IQ level or the interpretation should be high. So as a district collector, when you are managing around 65 to 70 departments, you are the working CEO of all these departments at district level. That means you have to bring out the features of your personality like time management, prioritization of work, the things you can ignore, and if you are doing the work, delivering them on time with accuracy, and also you should be good in interpretation. So all these things are being, all these qualities are being checked in your prelims paper. Prelims, GS paper 1 and GS paper 2. So GS paper 1, for example, 100 MCQs. Each MCQ is of 2 marks. That means the total paper is of 200 marks. Cutoff usually range between, cutoff usually range between 75 to 85 marks, the cutoff usually range. So UPSC itself is saying that you are not required to do all the questions. Even the pass mark or the eligibility for marks for the main examination can be as low as 40 to 45%, not even 50%. So 40 to 45% is also the passing marks for the various examination that we have given so far in schools and colleges. So here also 40 to 45%. This clearly shows what? In the 2 hours, you have to do time management. In picking out the questions that you can answer, prioritize the questions. The questions that need to be avoided. So once you are prioritizing questions, you should be achieving accuracy, and your intellect of interpretation should be high. And the interpretation will become better once you are thoroughly revising the entire syllabus from the mains till the prelims examination. Because UPSC in the prelims examination, they are asking the questions from the main examination themes now. Clearly giving indication, just doing prelims will not be working for you. Come prepared thoroughly. So interpretation becomes better. Now when you talk about a CSET paper, why this so much focus on math and reasoning? When I talk about math and reasoning, now again as a district collector, you are in charge of various schemes. Schemes means budgets. You are supposed to release the budgets, get the utilization certificates of those budgets, do enormous surveys. All these require fast mathematical calculations, mathematical IQ, reasoning. Again, it is work requirement. So UPSC is going to check your job fitness. So these are not the subjects, yes. These are basically going to check your job fitness. So application part is more important. Knowledge part is not that important. Knowledge is going to form the base of your application. Now, why paragraphs? Why so many comprehensions paragraphs? I was in government as a literate civil servant. In government, everything moves on files, and files are file notings. Notings are in paragraphs. So each and every paragraph has got its background. Each and every paragraph has got a way forward. Each and every paragraph has got meanings between the lines also. So once you are answering those comprehensions, you have to visualize the background. You have to read between the lines, and you have to think about a way forward to come to the right option that you are supposed to pick up from that comprehension. So everything is related with job fitness. It's not simply preparing for the examination and rushing after the books and the notes or the content in the market, content on the YouTube, content on the Telegram, or just doing test series. That will not be working at all. Now let's talk about the why do GS papers? Why do GS papers have questions with 200 words limit? So when I talk about the GS papers, most of the questions have got a word limit of 200 words. Again, why is this? What is the thought process of UPSC? How the UPSC is going to check your job fitness? Again, assuming as a district collector you are working in any district and there are various schemes being implemented in your district. Now the state authority, that is your principal secretary of any department, if the state authority asks you, that means a superior officer at a state levels, in the Sachivalaya, in the state Sachivalaya, ask you to submit reports on the schemes being run in your district. Now there are various schemes. One is central schemes, there are central sponsored schemes, there are state government schemes. So you are not supposed to submit the thesis on all of these schemes. You are supposed to submit the brief and the most crux summary, the most impactful summary. So your ability to extract the brief summary from large range of information is being tested in your 200 words question and answers, because this is a workplace requirement, and that has to be presented in variety of presentations. So for example, the answers can be written in the form of paragraphs, bullet points can also be given, maybe comparative tables, diagrams, if possibility, diagrams that can also be flowcharts, map if there's a possibility, pie charts, or any form of bar graphs which can be drawn if there's a possibility. So here the reports are submitted in these forms of variety. Why this type of variety is required once you submit the report? Because there are various stakeholders who are going to go through the reports. Some of the stakeholders may have patience to read the paragraphs, but others may be good enough to go through the pictographic representation. So they can pick up the points that you have submitted. Now, how this variety is beneficial for the GS examination, GS questions? First of all, when you reflect variety, this clearly shows that you are job fit, because you know the different ways of written communication. You know the different ways of written communication. Next, it also helps in time management in the examination, because 200 words question, and if there are 20 questions in the GS paper, that means 200 into 20 means 4000 words. It's almost impossible to write 4000 words in 3 hours. So UPSC itself is saying that use more variety in your presentation. But variety and time management requires practice, and this practice has to be year long, because writing cannot be developed in a day. It requires a year long process, and writing is an output. It requires a very good input first. And what is the meaning of input first here? Input means, I told you, information converted to knowledge, knowledge regularly upgraded in the form of value addition, and then converting into practice, studies, application as per the nature of the papers, as per the nature of the questions. So GS papers now. Now let's see the next paper in the main examination. This is the essay paper. Word limit is 1200 words per essay. Now this is a very huge and big write-up. Now why essay paper? Now we have seen, you may have seen that that in the last 6, 7 or 8 years, UPSC has been only being asking philosophical topics. Philosophical topics. This is the focus area. Now why? Why? Let us again bring out the hidden picture behind that. An IAS officer completing the district posting, now promoted to ministries and departments or Sachivalaya. Now there the work profile changes. What the person is supposed to do there? The person should be working on designing new policies, designing new schemes and related programs. Now, drafting MOUs, memorandum of understandings. Now, designing manuals and guidelines for implementation. Manual and guidelines for implementation. Also, designing training modules for staff and even the scheme beneficiaries. Now what are these? Yes, what are these? These are the things. So policies are transformative and futuristic. Schemes are again transformative and futuristic. MOUs are again transformative and futuristic. Now, manuals and guidelines, transformative and futuristic. Similarly, training modules are also transformative and futuristic. So, why? What are these? These are reflecting the transformation of what? Again, society. In what sense? Futuristic sense. Futuristic sense. So, who are able to see through the future? The person having bigger intellect. And who are these people who have got a bigger intellect? The philosophers. So the philosophers have got a bigger intellect to see through the future, see through the transformation by understanding the current problems and suggesting the solution. So the mindset that is required for a policymaker is should be like that of a philosopher, having a transformative and futuristic outlook. That's why there's so much focus on the philosophical essays. So there's a huge reason behind each and every examination process, papers, and even the questions. So we have to understand the dynamics. So I'm just opening up the thought process. So yeah, I worked in ministry, I was in department, I was in the scheme implementation. This is the perspective. Yes, this is the perspective, futuristic and transformative, and that is requiring what? Philosophical outlook, hence philosophical topics. Now, one more thing is, why is there an optional paper? Yes, why is there an optional paper now? Now, optional paper, IAS officers are supposed to become the members of various committees and commissions. Are supposed to become the members of various committees and commissions. So, committees and commissions. So, committees and commissions are being given a one topic, one problem, one case study, one subject theme to study in detail. So committees are subject oriented or subject specific. Commissions are subject specific. For that subject, they have to delve or go deeper into the case altogether. That's why UPSC wants to check how deep you can go in terms of understanding a particular subject. So I hope it's very, very clear now. The prelims examination, basically time management, prioritization, because in the main examination you have to do all the questions. But in the prelims examination you have to do prioritization. That means you have to use rational ignorance. Prioritization should be leading to accuracy, and you should be having good interpretation skills. GS papers is the art of summary. Essay paper, the philosophical outlook. Optional paper, the in-depth knowledge. And all these are linked with what? Job fitness and job requirement. So hence try to become an aspiring manager and start thinking from the perspective of civil servant. You are no more a student, you are no more a college student, you are going to achieve something bigger, and for that bigger vision is required first. So hence what is required is, as I opened up the demand of the papers and the syllabus, you should be able to match your supply with demand. So hence start working not just on information but right information. Right information is requiring what not to be read. So you should be intelligent enough to filter out the information which is not required. Many times it's difficult for the student what is important, what is not important. Hence he or she may be requiring a guidance on daily basis, yes, or maybe filtered knowledge on daily basis, maybe value added knowledge on daily basis. The first thing that is required is reduce your information load and filter that into a thing which is highly usable for you. So further, regular value addition as per demand of papers is required. So once the information is going to be converted to knowledge leading to value addition, then it will lead to better concentration, better mindfulness means aptitude, and this will lead to application. So if you are not able to match your supply with demand, the hashtag will be not selected. But if you are able to match your supply with demand, hashtag will be selected. It's as simple as possible. That's why I am saying it's an easy examination if supply is equal to demand. Difficult examination if supply is not equal to demand. And even if you are putting n number of years, the result will not be changing for you. So now, so what the students are actually doing each and every year, 5 to 6 lakh new students are entering into the competition, the freshers entering the competition for UPSC examination. Similarly, 5 to 6 lakh are repeaters. That means on and all, when we talk about the when we talk about a cohort, yes, or maybe the group, around 10 lakh students are actually aspiring for selection in civil services. But 10 lakh are maybe filling the form, 5 or 6 lakh may be going for the prelims examination, 12,000 going for the main examination, 2,500 going for the interview, but the selection is hardly 800 selected. Hardly 800 selected. Now, why these 800 are getting selected? Why not the all 12,000 who are able to clear the prelims examination? Or even the other people who may not be able to clear a prelims examination but equally competent. Now, one major difference that they actually have with respect to the other people is, now normally what happen, what you actually require, you require a guidance in the form of daily tuition. Now, why I'm using the term tuition? Now, when we talk about school days, many children in school and many parents, once their children studying in school, they are searching for a very competent tuition teacher who is going to guide their child on daily basis, improve the capabilities, and keep a track on the performance throughout the year. Tuition teachers. So hence they are searching for the quality of a teacher. But the biggest mistake made by the same set of students when they grow up, or the parents later, was they're going for the competitive examination like UPSC. Both the parents and the children are searching for the names or the big institutions, or the big coaching institutes, yes, rather than searching for the teacher. So they fall prey to the big marketing gimmicks by the big coaching institutes who have got a huge money to throw on the advertisements, and they actually capture the parents' mind and also the students' mind. And finally, they fool the students over a period of time, and only few students who are able to understand, no, coaching is not enough, something else to be done. Then after that realization, they start to search for a tuition teacher. That is a different word for that can be a year-long mentor. So the most students who are clearing the examination, the first thing that they do is they are able to realize that foundation coaching is not enough, test series are not enough, accumulation of notes are not enough. I should be guided by a regular tuition teacher who can be the mentor for me. So the first thing that they search is mentor. So these 800 definitely will be having mentors in their life who are guiding them well and getting them selected. So the 6 common problems for the students who are not able to clear despite their best efforts, despite their best supplies are, first of all, there is an absence of a regular dedicated guide in their life. So they are supposed to search for a regular dedicated guide. Now who can be this guide? Yes, who can be this guide? So first of all, now all the coaching institutes have started their mentorship program. Now, but the problem is here is how to identify which is the right mentorship for you and who is the right mentor for you. Many of the institutions, many of the coachings have started the mentorship program just a form of formality. And the students of your age who may have written maybe one main examination or two main examination, they become the mentors there of your same age, or maybe 1 or 2 or 3 years older than you. But the question is that, are they capable enough to guide you in terms of mentorship? Because they themselves have never cleared the examination finally. I will be saying not all, but almost 95% of such mentors will not be guiding you. 5% can definitely be exceptions. On the other side, there are experienced teachers. Now, their experienced teachers, again, they may be good in subjects, but they may not be good in what? Guiding you how to write an answer, how to write an essay, because they themselves are very afraid of picking up a pen and guide how to write a good quality essay. So most of the teachers come, deliver lectures, and then they go, and very difficult to be caught later. So you have to search for something. One, yes, an experienced teacher with a commitment towards the students can be a good guide, but again, very difficult to find. Out of 10 teachers, hardly 9 or 8 or 9 will not be good enough. Similarly, young mentors may not be good enough. So here your IQ is you have to figure out who can be the right mentor for you. But you require a mentor. So absence of regular dedicated guide. Hence, what is being suffered once you are not having guide, your enrichment process is not working. You are not able to get regular discussions with an experienced person. Problem solving, a right guidance is missing. Solutions, and it's difficult to become job fit. Now, once the guide is not there, hence you are lacking the right approach. Throughout the year, you are lacking the right approach. Right approach is many students just focus on the prelims. They say we will see the mains later, and that never happens. Further, many students what they do, they study the things that are easy for them and tend to neglect the difficult things later, and that later never happens. What the many students do, they create timetables for study, but each and every week they are recreating the timetable. As the examination is approaching, they are again recreating the timetables. So they are not able to create a proper balanced timetable. They are not able to implement that timetable. So lacking the right approach thoroughly. UPSC is the examination of balance, and that balance has to maintain through all the stages, all the papers, and across all the questions that you are going to attempt. So that requires a very proper balanced right approach, and that comes with the guidance of a mentor. So do not have clarity, have no clear cut execution plan, not able to do exam oriented self study. So miss right atmosphere during self study, not able to maintain self discipline. This is also a problem. Today I am not feeling to study, maybe wasting time. Next 2 days have been wasted, again restarting. So there is a discontinuity in between. Self motivation declines. Time management is issue. Hence fail to keep a track of daily, weekly and monthly progress. It's very difficult for the student to keep a track because they keep on making new timetables regularly. Let me show you how to create a tracker for yourself. I'm going to draw something on the board, so you also draw that on the piece of paper in front of you. I'm going to draw how to keep a track of your daily, weekly and monthly progress. And this is a form of what of the government type of record keeping, yes, the physical record keeping. So let me show you how you can keep a track of your progress. So I'm going to draw something on the board. You can also draw. The first thing is the first column. So write what? Day and date. Second column, the topics learnt. Third column, topics revised. Topics revised. Then questions practiced, that is MCQs or maybe mains answer writing. Fourth, now outcome of the day, that is remarks. Outcome of the day or remarks. And finally, taking responsibility, signature, sign or signature. Taking responsibility. Now, if you have drawn this table, now you want to become the manager of the society or the people. First of all, become your own manager. And that becoming your own manager requires what? Tracking of your daily, weekly and monthly progress. Now, for example, today is 7th of June. So let's talk about tomorrow. So tomorrow is day and date 8th June and the day is Monday. If the topic that you are going to learn is, for example, from polity, DPSP, Dietary Principles State Policy. So it is coming later before what you may have read, fundamental rights. So topic revised is fundamental rights. So questions practiced, yes, MCQ practiced, how many? And maybe 1 or 2 questions of mains answer writing linked with these 2 themes. Then outcome of remarks, that is the task completed, incomplete, or not done at all. So you are going to give yourself the remarks or the outcome of the day. And putting the signature means taking responsibility of your progress. Sign it. If incomplete, it will be taking forward. So in such a manner, on daily basis, you are going to create your track record. So you are going to create your track record of daily basis. Now, for example, if you've done this for the entire week, you will definitely be knowing which was the topic which was the most difficult. That means you can do one thing. If a particular topic was most difficult, then you can put a remark for this topic as second revision is required. Or maybe and the revision is required. So in such a manner, you will be having a track record of your daily, weekly. And once you see 4 weeks, the monthly progress. When you see the entire 12 months, the entire year's progress. So once you are flipping through the pages, you will be able to see that you have properly balanced your preparation throughout the year. You have not left anything untouched. Which were the difficult areas which may be requiring more revisions, you will be able to filter out. And this is also the way of giving yourself the confidence that I am in the right track. This is also a way of giving your parents the confidence. Because your parents may definitely ask what you have done in past month, maybe 2 months, 3 months, what you are doing in UPSC studies. So you can bring that register in front of them, the tracker register, and can show this has been covered. They will be having immense satisfaction. Yes, you are studying sincerely. You are working sincerely. Though they may not be not much knowing about UPSC preparation, but by seeing all these things, they will also be having the confidence. So this is the best way of managing your track record on daily, weekly, and monthly progress. So what the people are not able to do, the people who are not able to get selected, they are not able to find a good mentor. Hence, they are not able to balance their daily progress, and progress is not under their command and control, which is highly disbalanced. Third problem is this leads to lack of completion of syllabus. So once the things are disbalanced, it will always lead to lack of completion of syllabus, sense of completion of syllabus. General studies, inability to maintain balance in studying, retaining, and applying. Current affairs throughout the year may not be properly balanced. Sometimes you are studying current affairs, others you are neglecting. You may be buying current affairs magazines, you may be piling them up, not reading. So again, disbalance is there. Notes making not happening because you have not read thoroughly, you have not visualized the concept, hence the flow chart making is actually taking a back seat. Revision is not there, doubts remain. So all these things are basically creating more and more problems. Now once the syllabus is not complete, things are disbalanced, then definitely there will be lack of art of writing. So writing is a big fear factor, almost no writing practice. Many students, though they will be studying for many years for UPSC examination, have a fear of picking up the pen and writing a good answer, writing a decent answer. Because they are not able to generate the confidence which is required for answer writing. They are not able to generate the IQ which is required to understand the meaning of the question. Hence, writing always suffers, and UPSC is actually a written examination. Even if you are going to clear the prelims examination, you will not be reaching the destination because you have to go through all those 8-9 mains written papers. That requires art of writing. For the inability in converting knowledge into impactful writing. Not able to deliver variety in presentation, not knowing which question to be presented in which manner, that requires year-long writing practice. Hence, answers many times do not match and fulfill questions demands. People lack thinking abilities to solve unconventional question types, and irregular writing practice. Now, generally GS papers. Now, more fear about the ethics paper. Ethics theory, you may be able to do, but what about application part? Case studies are weak. Application examples in the ethics paper are weak. You are not able to generate the examples, real life examples. So again, your answer writing for ethics paper suffer. Fear of the essay paper. First of all, no syllabus, no content. Philosophical topics give nightmares, and whatever you write is completely out of the context. Coherence is not there, sequencing is not proper, ideas are not generated, concept is not developed, and almost no writing practice. Further, simultaneously, once your progress is not going in the right track, yes, there always a fear of the unknown. What will happen next? What is the alternative? Which can be plan B besides plan A? Those things are also cluttering the mind. So you require, yeah, any sincere student who wants to clear the examination in a manner which can be easy as per the demand of the examination. There's always a requirement of highly mature, experienced mentor who will be laying down the entire process. You need to only follow the process on day-to-day basis. So now, so once we have seen all these GS papers, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and even the essay paper, that is the essay paper, let us filter them out in just 3 compartments. So here I am going to talk about planned execution of all the GS portions plus essay. So all these GS portions, paper 1, 2, and 3, and the essay can be filtered in 3 major compartments. So 3 major compartments can be A, B, and C. So B are the general areas. So general areas are, for example, history and culture, polity and geography. Why I am naming them general areas? Because most of the coachings teach these only. They take enormous number of classes and hours just to teach these areas only and neglect the other areas which may be more difficult. So these are general areas. Students may be having their books, their notes, but still value addition is required. For example, when we talk about this year prelims examination paper, 20 questions. 20 questions means what? 20 questions came from the history questions, and they were not easy to answer. They require additional knowledge, value addition to your existing notes. So NCRTs are not enough. Some reference books and notes are not enough. Something else is required to be added. And what is that else? You again should be knowing. So value addition is again required. Advanced understanding is also required. So these areas, again, value addition is the first requirement, plus more MCQ practice, more writing practice. How to present your answers become utmost necessity. Now let's talk about the areas like current affairs. So when you talk about the current affairs, so C is basically the areas impacted by the current affairs. So current affairs impact economy, environment and biodiversity, science and technology, international relations, security. These are the 5 or 6 major areas which are highly impacted by the current affairs. So current affairs for the prelims and the main examination, but they are not different. Yes. So there is a requirement of regular tracking of the current affairs. Now let us talk about the current affairs part now. Yes. Current affairs part now. Now, when we talk about current affairs part, so there is a requirement of what? At least 12 to 15 months of tracking of current affairs. Difficult for the students. But that current affairs is not any current affairs. First of all, filtered current affairs. First requirement is filtered. Filtered current affairs. It's not any current affairs, because any current affairs is just huge information which may not be required. Filtered current affairs. So that IQ has to be developed. How to filter that? Now second is, when you talk about a main examination questions on economy, environment, science and technology, international security, and even governance will be having current orientation. Now how to get those issues of current affairs linked with these areas which will be helping you in answering the main examination. That's why comes the role of newspapers. When you talk about newspapers, there are 2 things which are there in newspaper. The center page of either of the newspaper, whether the Hindu or the Indian Express, there are 2 areas. One is editorial and there are articles. Editorials and articles. Now when we talk about editorials and articles, so articles are the bigger ones on which the writer names are mentioned. Editorials are the smaller one in the corner without the names of the author. and these are all issues based, and these issues are mostly these only. So what is required is year-long compilation of these issues are required. Now, for example, if anybody have got subscription on the Hindu or the Indian Express online subscription, they can easily create the Word files. So let us create a Word file for governance, Word file for economy, Word file for environment, Word file for internal security, international relations, science and technology, Word files. So 6 Word files are required. And now once you read daily newspaper, definitely there will be 1 or 2 articles or 1 editorial which are important linked with this. So you are going to just copy and paste all of these in these respective Word files and read them once in a day. Highlight, yes, with the highlighter which is maybe available in the soft copy in a Word file, highlight those. So that means once you are doing this on daily basis, but again it requires what, maybe a mentor to guide you daily, because sometimes you do, sometimes you may not be doing, sometimes you are forgetting at all. Again that this will create a disbalance. So again this is required. Now if you are targeting the main examination 2027, and you start, if we are starting now from June onwards till 2027, in 15 months definitely there will be 400 to 450 issues in your hand, 450 issues in your hand belonging to these areas. And now be very confident, UPSC cannot ask any question beyond these issues. And if you have mastered these 400 issues, means you will be able to answer almost each and every question in the main examination. So there is always a balance required in the UPSC preparation. Balance and intellect is required, how to manage that. Further, so we have talked about 2 areas, which are the general areas, which are the current affairs portions. Okay. Now let us talk about the third, the concept areas. The third are the concept areas. And these concept areas are the most difficult areas. So here first area is philosophical essays, then ethics and case studies is the second area, governance is the third area, Indian society nobody has touched, because think that it will be coming in the prelims examination, after the prelims examination, in the main examination, is often neglected. Philosophical essays, command is not there. Ethics, case studies, command is not there. Governance, applied part they are not knowing. Now governance is impacting paper number 2 and paper number 4 both. Indian society is GS paper 1. Social justice is paper number 2, neglected areas. Now when we are seeing all of these in totality, essay 250 marks, ethics 250 marks, governance impacting both of these areas, Indian society around 70 to 80 marks in paper number 1, and social justice around 40 to 50 marks in paper number 2. So all in all this will be around 650 marks in the main examination. And these are the areas most of the students are very weak, or the weakest spots. Most of the coachings do not teach these areas sincerely. They keep on focusing on history, geography, polity, and maybe some other areas, and they keep on neglecting these areas. Almost 99% of the coachings never teach essay, because they do not know how to teach essay. That is being neglected. Now all these areas, if any student is able to develop these areas, that is 650 plus areas, definitely will be able to clear the main examination. Not only in the main examination, will be able to find a name in the merit list. So here, so these are the areas which are required to be mastered first. So it's always good, once you are planning for the 2027 examination, always start from the things which are the most difficult ones, so that you ease out to the prelims examination with the confidence, I am going to clear the prelims and my mains is already ready. So always take the bull by the horns, and the horns are basically The bull and the horns are these conceptual areas. Master these, your intellect will increase, your IQ will increase. Even the questions which can be of the mains orientation during the prelims examination can be answered. And once you are going for the prelims examination, you will have the confidence that the most difficult 650 plus marks and other areas are totally developed for me. So hence, this has been this is the basic division. Now further, now, so here, so I have created my mentorship in such a manner that I start with these difficult areas first. So these crucial 650 marks difficult areas first. So for example, for the probable date of starting is 10th June. So it's going to start from the 10th June. The probable area is date is 10th June. Maybe prelims result will be coming by this time period, or we can start by 12th or 13th, or maximum 15th of June we are going to start. So probable date is 10 June. That can vary with the coming of the prelims examination, but definitely it's going to start by the 15th of June. Now starting with what? As I told you, that's 650 marks focus first. Philosophical essays. Let us understand the interconnections between all of these. Interconnections. Let me make you understand first of all. Philosophical essays. Why are they interconnected? With society, with social justice, with ethics, with governance. Why are these? First of all, we know 650 marks. Why are these interconnected? Now we came to know initially when we were discussing the demands of the examination, we came to know that philosophical essays are indicative of your futuristic approach, policy making. Policies are for transforming the society. So here you have to develop the transformation outlook of society. That's why after teaching philosophical essays, there's a requirement to open up the Indian society. Indian society will become better or transform when there's a better social justice. And transformation will become more easy when there is a higher level of ethics. And ethics can only improve when there is a better governance. So there is a correlation. I hope it's very clear. Philosophical essays, philosophy is transformation of the society. Hence, transforming the society, now understand the society. Society can transform when there is a social justice. Social justice can become better when there are better ethics in both state and non-state actors. How to improve the ethics in both state and non-state actors? Improve the type of governance. So all these are interlinked. Now this 650 marks will be opening up the entire range of your understanding. So that is why the mentorship program have been designed in such a manner that is going to start with the essays, mastery on the philosophical topics. Then July 2026, it is going to move to Indian society, social justice, social empowerment, communalism, regionalism, secularism. All the topics which are difficult to understand will be highly simplified. Ethics, integrity and aptitude will be opened up in July, and then August, ethics in governance with case studies will be concluded. So in 3 months, you are going to become masters of 650 marks with the confidence that in next year prelims my mains is already ready. Now why I focus on these areas? First of all, till date the highest marks in the essay paper is 176 out of 250, and this is by my student Priyadarshini Bhattacharya, who is an IAS officer of 2018 batch posted in West Bengal. Now 176. So first of all, I teach essay in such a manner that you can achieve high scores in the essay paper. Then society and social justice. I worked throughout my life before starting to teach in the social sectors. My qualification is from Tata Institute of Social Sciences. I worked in the social sectors, community development projects in Orissa and Chhattisgarh in so-called Naxal-prone areas. I worked in corporate social responsibility in Lhasa and Tibro. Then I worked in the Government of India's social sector scheme, that is National Rural Livelihood Mission. So all these I will be bringing the in-depth applied knowledge, society, social justice. Applied ethics plus applied governance. As I was working in government, I know the problems of functionalities in the government, the problems and the solution part also. So all these will be converted into highest application form of guidelines and teaching. So 3 months with me, you will be becoming masters of these. Now, so these classes will be opening up with what? June. Yes. So June. So what is the basic problem with the opening in June with essay? Now what is the basic problem with the essay is, first of all, students struggle because there is no syllabus, making the life difficult. So first of all, what I do is I build up the essay in the first 2 sessions. In the first 2 sessions, I will be building up the syllabus for the essay, the syllabus. I told you that all these areas will be covered in 3 months. In how many sessions? In how many sessions? Around 80 to 85 sessions. Each session is of 2 hours each. In this, the first starting area is essay. Essay will be starting with what? 2 sessions on what? First of all, creating a syllabus. Then remaining 15 to 18 sessions on essay will be to generate the content, because almost impossible to find the exact content. Syllabus is not there, then how to find a content? So let us do one thing, create a syllabus and then generate the content. So in 20 sessions, you will be having your syllabus for essay and the content for essay. Now when the syllabus is there, content is there, that means it becomes like other subjects which are having the syllabus and the content. So as the syllabus is not there for the students, content, so the concepts are weak, I'll develop the concepts. I will not be giving you 10 master drafts of essays, but I will be improving your capabilities that you are able to frame 1000 essays on your own. Fear of attempting will be gone forever. Now essays not taught well or not taught at all in foundation coachings. Even students during foundation neglect or take it lightly. It's not the fault of students, it's the way the coaching guides them. Okay, let's focus on the prelims. Essay will come after the main examination. We will keep special classes once you clear the prelims. The students are fooled, hence lack ideas and mostly clueless. But there is a huge importance for the essay paper. Why? First of all, as a paper it is 250 marks. As a paper it is 250 marks. Now not only the paper, once you start giving your main examination, the first paper or the paper number 1 in the main examination is the essay. So that is, the main examination start with the essay paper. This means clearly what? It sets the momentum for rest of the papers. If you are doing good in your essay paper, your courage, your confidence for writing the subsequent papers rise substantially. But if you are faltering in the essay paper itself, you know you are already out of the competition. So your desire for writing the subsequent papers decline drastically. So first of all, as a paper itself, it is a huge 250 marks. As a trend setter, it's a starting point for the main examination. It's crucial for maintaining the right momentum throughout the examination. And as I told you that essay is comprehensive GS, current affairs. So the day you are able to write a good essay on any given topic means you have mastered your general studies. So if you have mastered general studies, if you can frame 1200 words of essay, you can definitely write high impact GS answers of 200 words. You can easily write high impact GS answers of 200 words. Okay, so here impact quality of GS answer crucial for selection. So hence you can become master of writing essays in just 20 days. Because what is being provided? Syllabus is being provided. Full content, daily handouts in the form of daily handouts. So before the and the daily class explanation, I told you daily one session of 2 hours online. In this, I provide a daily handout in the form of PDF. So before the start of the session, I provide a PDF. Then that PDF is discussed by me in the class, and that is the only thing you need to revise. Now let me show you the sample handout to you. Yes, so I'm going to show you the sample handout. Oh, Indian society. Okay. Okay, essay I have not downloaded. Okay, let me show you the other handouts. Sorry, please. Let me show you the other handouts. Okay, so but overall target is to what make you the master of the philosophical topics, followed by assignments. So once the concept is being developed, you will be getting the assignments thoroughly checked by me, remarked by me. And then once the entire essay will be there, FLTs will be there. And these assignments on essays, though the essay will be completed maximum by the first week of July, the assignments and full length tests will continue throughout the year. Yes, so it's a year long. So that by the next prelims, you will be becoming master of writing any essay. Same method will be there for the Indian society and social justice. Indian society 80 marks, social justice around 50 marks in the paper 2, 130 marks. Again, daily handouts, daily class explanations, complete mastery of any social topic, accompanied by writing test checked by me. Now here I'm going to show you the handout. Yes. Okay. So let's see this handout. Now let's see the question asked by UPSC in 2023. The question was, UPSC, do you think that marriage as a sacrament, as a sacred relationship, is losing its value in modern India? Is losing its value in modern India? So such type of question cannot be answered by just trying to create an answer. This requires a logical understanding right from the beginning of the human settlements, coming of the social and economic stratification, then coming of the private property, social hierarchy and economic hierarchy led to the requirement of maintaining that hierarchical differences. Transfer of private property to whom? May be a legitimate what of offspring, and who will be that legitimate offspring? Can be only the marriage as an institution sanctified by the society, means made sacrosanct by the society. But once this type of setup began to emerge, it has got huge patriarchal orientation, male domination, women acting as a lesser partner. So all this has been discussed in detailed manner. All this has been discussed in a detailed manner, right from the evolution from hunters and gatherers stage, emerged as a social animal. All the notes in logical manner. Concept of property, possessions, stratification, society, and economy was the major reasons why the marriages and institutions emerged with patriarchy orientation. Then changes begin to happen from the 19th century. For example, Raja Ram Mohan Roy worked against what Sati. When the sati was abolished, it would have increased the number of widows. Now, how to deal with widows in a society? Then widow remarriage, Ishochan Vidyasagar. Now there should be a focus on lesser number of widows. So this should be increase in the marriageable age. Age of consent was increased. Now when the marriageable age was increased, now growing up girls, they should be provided education. Girls entry into education, then into certain area of work. Now the girls began to come in contact with men from different backgrounds of different caste and religion. This would have given rise to what? Intercaste or interreligion relationships. After independence, protected by Special Marriage Act, also influenced by feminism across the world. Now today we are talking about single mothers. Okay, marriage has become not a sacrosanct institution but a contract, because divorce and remarriage, same-sex relationships, live-in relationships, adultery has been decriminalized, homosexuality has been decriminalized. So there's be huge changes. So that means you have to track about all these transformations very logically. So all this will be coming in a very logical handouts. Every class, each and every class that I teach, I provide you the handout, the final handout, which hence I lay down the process. There's nothing is required from your side. I give you the PDF. I explain that as the only thing to revise. So 5 or 6 sessions in a week, you will getting an assignment on Sunday. So and the balancing act is revision and practice go together, and that goes throughout the year. Mains area answer writing, prelims area MCQs. Now, so similarly, the process moves to ethics. So, daily handouts, daily class explanations, complete mastery of ethical topics, handling case studies, assignments, and full length tests. Again, I will show you a very good sample handout of the ethics. Very good. So, let me show you. Just a minute. Ethics. Okay. Okay. So let's see this. Now, so each and everything is been on the basis of question and answer based. Now, for example, discuss the various skills by which a public servant may enhance public commitment to the rules of law. So again, so skills through which a public servant can enhance public commitment rules of law. So again, everything in what proper pointers. Yes. So proper pointers. Everything has been discussed with examples. Everything will coming with examples. Empathy and public sensitivity. Then giving an example of an IAS officer. Okay, what she has done. Leadership and role modeling. Everything has been proper sequence. What do you understand by ethical governance? So again, everything in question answer format. Now, what is the role of empathy in shaping the attitude of a civil servant? How it can it enhance their interaction with the public? There are two things: sympathy and empathy. Now, what is empathy? So, empathy in two lines, 2 or 3 lines. The introduction. Further, importance of empathy in civil services. So, it brings understanding of public needs, explanation, bullet points, building trust, explanation, bullet points, improving service delivery, explanation, conflict resolution, promoting inclusivity. Now, strategies to foster empathy in civil services. Now, strategies again explaining with an example. So, everything. What is empathy? Importance. How to shape empathy in the psyche of the civil servant. Methods. Then, empathy in civil service, various cases, and these cases can be very helpful in doing case studies. So, all these are the cases. So the entire content has been curated and developed by me with my experiential inputs being added. So, and these are going to help you in what faster revision, faster discussion in the class, and the revision after the class. Okay, just a minute. I am getting a little confused. Okay, now further. Just a minute. Just give me a second. Okay. Okay, so now let's come. So I've shown you the certain some sample word handouts, which I actually give on daily basis in the form of PDF, explained in the class, and that is the only thing that you need to revise. So what I'm going to tell you is the process is by me, balance is by me, content is by me, classes are by me, okay, assignments are by me, checking is by me. So what you need to do is you need to follow the process only. Yes. Now further, so similarly, governance again highly applied in nature. Yes. I worked in government. I know what is the meaning of governance. I know what are difficulties in governance, and I also know that what are the crucial reforms which are required at different levels to improve the way of governance, so as to achieve a thing called better governance and good governance. Now, so once all these things are being covered, 650 marks are being covered in 3 months. Once these are being covered in 3 months, what will be taken forward then? The areas which are common in pre and mains. For example, then general areas, then current affairs areas. So general areas first. I have bifurcated into 3 parts: concept areas, general areas, current affairs areas. So now let us start from September with the. Now we are going to start in September with the with the general areas now. So September 2026 is going to start with ancient India, art and culture. Daily advanced notes, daily sessions. So this will be covered in 25 handouts plus 25 sessions. 25 handouts with 25 sessions. And these handouts will be advanced in nature. Let me show you one handout again of history. Let's take a very what common topic with the students study in terms of history. Ancient history is in ancient India is Indus Valley civilization. So when you talk about Indus Valley civilization, now Indus Valley civilization, you all know the period, you all know when it started, who are the discoverers, you all know all these type of things. But here I'm going to focus on what important. So UPSC mostly asks questions on the sites and the key features. Indus Valley sites and the key features all have been covered in detail. Let me show you. All have been covered in detail. Now, for example, the first site is, for example, Harappa. Most of the people start with Harappa, where River Ravi is the west of the town of Sahiwal. Now, what is there? The features are 37 symmetry, all the features: fortified wall, copper chariot, worksman and worksman quarter, copper specimen, a bullock cart, cubical limestone weight, coffin burials only found in Harappa. Yeah, this is a unique thing. Granary, mother goddess, dog chasing a deer in bronze metal, dice, copper scale, mirror. So here what we are finding is specific features about this site, which are important for you to remember, because many times sites and locations and features are required to be missed, and even these are given by UPSC in terms of statements also. Similarly, Mohenjo-daro, not only the bigger sites, yes, even the images I have properly given here to connect which stone is steatite, which is agate, which is carnelian. You should be able to understand. Yes. Then again, specific features: fragment of cotton, bronze dancing girl, unicorn seals, bearded man, post cremation burial. Say then Chanu Daro, again the same features. Kali Bangan, fire altars here. Again the features: Bengal factory, ivory comb, Banawali, Haryana. Rakhi Gadi, Lothal in Gujarat. Now specific features with Lothal. All these are specific features with Lothal. Dholavira. He has got, this is the only town having three-part layout: upper town, middle town, and the lower town. Water management system. Even this was a question asked by UPSC. Which one of the following ancient towns is well known for its elaborate system of water harvesting? So what I'm saying is, all the content are basically value added. You may be having content, I value add, and that value added part will be helping you solving. I bet that my notes will be helping you solving those 20 questions that came in UPSC Prelims examination. 15 to 16 questions from these notes, because they have been value added. So value added notes are required. Now again coming to this, so that's why what I'm telling you is, so September we are going to start with general areas, starting with ancient India plus art and culture, daily advanced notes, daily sessions, multiple choice questions practiced, and answer writing test and practice for the ancient India and culture. October, I will be focusing on medieval India, art and culture. Medieval India, though there can be 2, 3, 4 questions asked in the prelims examination, but I will be dealing that in more detail so that you are able to answer any question coming from medieval India. So October is for medieval India. Then comes November, modern India, Indian national movement. December, now Indian polity. Now January, so January will be your geography and environment. Now we are moving those things toward which are more current affairs, what impact, yes. So geography and environment. Science and technology, February. March will be economy, and April will be thorough current affairs revision. Thorough current affairs revision. And I will be bringing in one CSET teacher who is going to guide you for CSET from January 2027 onwards. So this entire program, the process has been laid by me, guided by me, delivered by me. Yes. So structured for success, specially designed for aspirants who have completed their preparation, who are doing self-study but struggling. If you are attending any advanced courses, doing post-graduation, attending colleges, you can manage this with what minimum number of time. If you are a working professional have a desire to enter the civil service, but maybe having very less time, if they want something very dedicated within minimum number of hours, so these are the sessions by me. So what you will be getting in this program: exact demand, planned completion, value addition and advanced classes, class backup is provided, so recordings are being provided that is applicable to the students who have joined throughout the year. General studies means answer writing, essay writing, performance improvement. I will also be providing current affairs notes. I was talking about that, how to keep a track of 12 to 15 months of current affairs. What I will doing is, I will be curating the current affairs. SK, it's the daily classes for the GS portions. Yes, I told you value addition, whatever the value addition is being done, will be accompanied by classes also. Why this value addition and why is this required for the prelims and the main examination? Now current affairs, what I will be delivering is, now 12 to 15 months of current affairs, difficult to track. So here each month, for example June month, each month will divide into 2 parts. Yes, that is 1 to 15 and then 16 to 30. So first of all, current affairs compilation of all the relevant filtered, no, all the I am using the term all the relevant filtered current affairs impacting the areas of economy, science and tech, environment, security, international. These are the 5. I will be providing the handouts, the PDF. So means 50-page PDF for 50 days. 50 page, not more than that, 50 pages. So 1 to 15 June, the first PDF of 15 days current affairs, most relevant current affairs will be given to the student for faster reading, and 50 days can easily be read by you. Then 16 to 30 June, you will be getting this 15 days in the first week of July. So that means each and every month you will be getting the current affairs, not in a voluminous compilation, but broken into two parts of 15 days each and given in a very simplified filtered current affairs material for your revision. Besides this, for the main examination 2027, what you will be getting is at least one or two questions for the main examination on the basis of the daily articles with what maybe the content below those questions. So means a ready-made answer for you for the questions which are relevant for the article of the day. So that will also be delivered to you. So your prelims notes for the current affairs, means notes for the current affairs will be ready, will be provided by us. Further, at the end of the month, you will be getting what 100 multiple choice questions of current affairs. If you are reading Hindu on daily basis, so I provide the Hindu quiz at the end of the month. So Hindu quiz at the end of the month with 100 multiple choice questions with answers and explanations. That means till the next prelims, you will be having compilation of more than 1,200 questions. So this range of current affairs material and that range of questions with answers and explanations for the, that means you will be able to deliver in almost all questions asked from the current affairs part. Test series prelims and test series main examination. Yes, Samir, I told you that the current affairs will be thorough, main and the prelims examination. SK, do not worry. When I teach in a very simplified manner. For example, as you are attending my session, I have explained that in very simplified manner. Even the most difficult things, I break them in such a manner which becomes very simple for any student to understand. Even interview guidance. So I have been on various interview panels. So I guide the students with respect to how to prepare for interviews, to DAF analysis, to mock interviews. So do not worry. It's a thorough preparation which is going to help you in clearing the UPSC in just a single attempt. I lay down the process. You need to follow the process. So hence, with right moves, anyone can be a civil servant. Otherwise, as I told you, if you repeat the same methods, result will be the same next year. So this is basically you are doing self-study. So with me, this becomes a guided self-study. It is working on the basis of consolidated timetable based execution. So self-study is now guided, working on the basis of proper timetable. You will be getting daily content enrichment, highly researched advanced notes, tests, current affairs, personal discussions, and interview guidance. So I am your mentor. Even I will be training you in such a manner, making you as strong in the general studies that you can attempt the other examinations also. Yes, like state civil services, employee provident fund organization, EPFO, UPSC EPFO comes with the employee provident fund organization assistant commissioner rank openings. Yes, so here assistant commissioner. This year in the month of December, notification will be coming. So whenever the notification for any examination come, I will be informing you so that you are going to fill up the form. And if anything extra is required beyond the UPSC syllabus, that will also be provided by me. CAPF Assistant Commandant, yes, Central Armed Police Force, Assistant Central Intelligence Officer. So there are various examination which can be not the part B or not the plan B. Not the plan B for you, but a part of the plan A, that is UPSC. So within the umbrella of UPSC, you should also be simultaneously becoming strengthened for the plan B also. So that it now becomes a career assurance program. So RBI grade B officer. So what you are supposed to be, so you are supposed to share certain information about you. My WhatsApp number is 8826472707. 8826472707. Samir, no notes are required to be created by you. I told you again and again, I'm reminding, nothing to be done by you. Entire thing delivered by me. You, whatever I deliver, that you have to follow. So 88264727. is my contact number, WhatsApp number. Now here you're supposed to, after the session ends, just share your name, okay, the full name in detail. Just share your number, that is your mobile number on which the WhatsApp is working, your email ID on which the various PDFs can be shared, class links can be shared, and then the number of attempts in UPSC. Just share with me just these 4 information. Now let's talk about the cost side for you. Yes, the cost side for you. First of all, those who are living in Delhi, I always say go back to your homes, because living in Delhi is at least 25k per month. But it's not simply 25k per month. There are other costs also. There are health costs. Health costs are there because you are eating what, not good quality of food. So food quality is a question mark. Pollution in Delhi, distractions in Delhi. So here food is an issue, pollution is an issue, health is definitely an issue. And if you are not healthy, you will be losing on a number of days. You will paying to the doctors, yes, or you will be what, consuming lots of medicine. Again, maybe not be having the proper focus towards studies. Now, what is supposed to be do? I always say, if you are studying with me, no need of remaining in Delhi or outside the home. Go back to your home, because I will be connecting with you in the home. I know students are there in different parts of the country. I will be knocking at your door. I will be entering your house through this online program. Now here, I will be charging only 4k per month, 4,000 per month. So now compare 4k with 25k. This is nothing. Yes. So have a healthy food at home. Stay healthy. Study daily with me. Follow my guidance and save enormous money. So that means the cost benefit is also in your favor. The health benefit is also in your favor. You are closer to the family. That family what security is also in your favor. Everything is in your favor. So there's a huge advantage. I challenge that this is the best mentorship program in the country. So here, just after the session, share these 4 details: name, your number, email ID, and number of attempts, and this is an indication that you are joining the program. You are joining the program. And maximum to maximum, even if delayed, this program is going to start from 15th of June. 15th of June is the starting date. I hope I've explained everything in a very simplified manner. Now any doubt and query, you can put that in your chat, yes, or you can ask me in your chat. Yes, SK, the state specific part, history, geography, polity, economy of the state will be covered. Yes, will be covered. But here, SK, do you belong to the Hindi speaking states? SK, do you belong to Hindi speaking state? Okay, Andhra Pradesh. So that I will be able to identify. There are certain colleagues of mine in Andhra Pradesh, so I will try to arrange for that state specific. Okay, yes, Hindi speaking states there's already a build up. Yes, there's already a build up. But as you will be my student, so do not worry at all. And please spread this message also to your colleagues in Andhra Pradesh, wherever you are living, that join this mentorship program. Sir, an ex-civil servant, is going to teach in totality with utmost focus and direction. So anyone else who has got a doubt? Okay, if there are no doubts, if everything is crystal clear, so I will be ending the session and I will be waiting your messages after the class. So let me create a list of students, because my purpose is to create a batch. So super 30 batch, yes, maximum 30 students, super 30 batch, which I will be dedicatedly focusing and working on. a Super 30 batch that you can connect with the IIT batch, which produce the maximum IIT selection candidates. Similarly here, Super 30 batch, here will be focusing on creating maximum selection in UPSC. So you can be the part of the journey. So please be focused and clear UPSC in one attempt under my direction. I am concluding the session now. Thank you for participation, listening to me, and share your response with me after I end the session. So Shalini, it is 4K per month. Yes, so much, so large efforts will not be coming at 4K per year. Yes, this is 4K per month. Clear? Crystal clear? Give me a thumbs up if everything is very clear. All of you. And emoji thumbs up. Okay. Thank you. So let's end the session. Thank you. Thank you. So share your messages, please.